We are live. Welcome back. There it is.
There we go. What's this? Am I
Some
coming
radio interference?
radio wrong? What's going on?
It's so weird. Do you hear that, Daniel?
What?
That's
Am I
crazy.
using a pair of tin cans and a string to call into the podcast?
I guess you are. I guess you're calling back from like the 1930s, it sounds like.
Yeah, maybe.
Or I might have been using a voice changer.
Maybe. That's also an option. Well,
Bob Shea.
I'll say this about the song. I'd say the first 5 seconds of NFL on Fox is better, but the entire NFL on CBS song is a better song than the entirety of NFL on Fox. I don't think you can really beat the da-da-da-da-da-da.
that's fair. That's fair.
I would agree with that take.
That's fair. I think also I like that Fox has their own version for injuries. I think that's great too. Just like a very melancholy version. I like that. But if you couldn't tell, by the way, well, from the title of this video, also from opening with the CBS theme this week, we are talking AFC, the better conference, to be quite frank. Did they have a better draft classes though? That's what we're here to discuss today. I actually don't know yet. We'll figure it out.
I got the buttons on my number pad. I got a keybound. I'm so quick with them now. Oh,
quick with the responses to my takes. I appreciate that.
yes,
There
sir.
you go. There you go. Well, got a lot of fun stuff to talk about. Sorry, boys. Had a bean burrito for dinner tonight.
I won't lie. I had a good burrito for lunch. It was
There you
a nice one. It was a wet burrito.
So wet burrito. There you go. I like the
I like the
burrito.
ones with like the sauce on top of it.
Yeah,
you
that's
know?
what I'm saying. Enchilada sauce on top. Those are good, man.
I
Those are
don't
good.
think it's enchilada sauce though.
I've usually had with enchilada sauce. You can really put anything though.
I actually don't really like enchilada sauce.
All right. We need to have pull up the "you're fired" you're fired soundboard bite.
Oh, it's
let's
not
do that.
working.
Oh no, that's a classic.
Damn it.
We'll get it working for next week. But yeah.
Sometimes
So
some of them just don't want to work.
yeah. Happens.
No, it's working.
That was actually
Why are you running? Why are you running?
Doe was actually perfect for what we were
It was
doing
good timing. Yeah.
I love it.
Anyways, we're talking AFC teams today, obviously. Going through all their drafts on the same spreadsheet as last week. Gonna be giving our own thoughts, giving our own personal. There you go. Giving our just giving them grades and then putting them on the spreadsheet here, stacking them all up, seeing how they're gonna be stacked up here.
Wait,
Seeing
go up. Wait, stay on the tier list real quick. Who's in A tier? What's that team?
Which team's an A+ tier though? Because A+ is better than
A plus, yeah, A plus the Eagles. Eagles killed it. But who's in the A tier? Who's in the A tier? It's the
That's
Lions,
the
right?
Detroit Lions.
So who's in the B plus tier? Who's that last team in the B plus tier?
Gotta get like a roar sound effect for Lions.
I do,
and Bengals
yeah.
Stuff.
I do. That's a good one we got to add.
All I wanted to say
I'm gonna
is
write
this
that
is
down.
proof that
You see that
have
it's
the better
Tima's,
franchise in Michigan.
It's Tima's 20th season though. Good for her.
Who's?
The bird, the Seahawk. It's her 20th
Oh yeah,
season.
there you go. There you go. Good for man. I didn't realize birds live that long. Honestly,
I know. I mean, I bet she's getting. Yeah, I mean, she probably lives on the Allen estate. Like, she's probably getting the best care out there.
That is true. That is true. But yeah, shout out the Detroit Lions and had the second best draft in the NFC per our grading scale here. Now we're going to be seeing who's going to be joining them and where, if anyone joins them. Will they finish as the only A team Probably not. There's some good drafts here in the AFC, but
There are.
we'll hop right into it then. Starting with the Buffalo Bills, who traded out of the first round, picked up Keon Coleman from Florida State, one of the best personalities in the draft.
That was it,
Totally
his
after.
everything he's been saying has been so funny.
Then we got Cole Bishop at the end of the second there, Dwayne Carter
That screams
in the third.
McDermott safety.
Yeah, that's a good fit. Ray Davis, who heard good stuff out of minicamp. By the way, too, this is the first time we'll be doing a grades video with some reports out of minicamp probably already. Dan Pran coming out of Georgia, also going up to Buffalo. Eddie going to Buffalo. Javon Solomon, Tylen Grable, Daquan Hardy, and Daniel. Can you say this guy's name for me here? Because I know you got the good accent.
It's Travis Clayton, the offensive tackle out of the UK.
Oh, there we go.
There you go. I'm relying on you for that.
I'm all about America.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
Eddie's another great fit in that system, though.
Let's see. I'm just doing some math here. Okay. So we're gonna start backwards from last week. We're going to start with Rob, Daniel, Bo, and then go Daniel, Bo, Rob. I'm doing it that way because it worked out that I would start with the Bengals when we eventually get there.
Quick interjection, though. Just talk about training or rookie minicamp. Did you see that picture of Mike McDaniel and Byron Murphy? Like
I have not.
Byron Murphy just looming right behind McDaniel?
No, I missed that one. I'll see if I can pull it up.
Or McDaniel.
McDaniel, come on.
Gosh, these names suck. These names. I don't know if it's on the official Twitter.
Let's see.
I have to look for it. I got timed out of the freaking Seattle sports server because I said, I found out. I sent it to the
this
chat.
one.
Yep.
Bro, that's kind of sinister.
That picture goes hard, doesn't it?
Looking at him like he's gonna tackle the coach, man.
That picture goes pretty hard.
There you go.
Yeah, I got timed out in the Seattle Sports Discord server because I said that we should plunk Kepler tomorrow. They're all soft. They're so soft. They're like, we don't want to intentionally injure someone. It's like, it's part of the game. Go to bat for your fucking players. Scott's face is too soft. Too soft. Sometimes you got to plunk somebody, and Kepler deserves it for running when Thornton was hurt.
There you go. Yeah, there you go. There's our early take for the day. Awesome.
That picture goes hard though. I'm excited to see it. Suppose word is that he looked really good at training at minicamp.
Yeah,
Didn't hear much else about anyone else, sadly.
I got the calculator ready to go, boys. So we are ready to start firing off takes. Like I said, Rob, if you're ready to start talking Buffalo Bills draft, go right on ahead, my friend.
Draft. Solid B for me. Solid B.
Yeah.
I think they got good value for not picking the first round, and the Keon Coleman personality factor bumps it up. They got some players I like in Bishop and Granger, or Van Pran Granger and Eddie. And then some, picking a guy from England.
Travis Clayton. I can't do the accent.
Travis Clayton.
I wonder if there's a British voice changer.
Out of the UK.
You gotta find out if there is. How does your grade get affected by them trading out of the first with the Chiefs? Or technically with the Chiefs and the Panthers.
They knew who they're going to pick. It doesn't seem like they had much interest in Worthy.
That's true. They definitely want to trade her out if they did.
Yeah. They kind of have him at home. That's something I've been really liking to say lately. You already have him at home, and that, I think he'd play the same role as one of my old draft crashes, Khalil Shakir.
Yeah, I see that. There you go, Daniel. Unless you have any more closing thoughts there, Rob.
Nope.
Okay, there you go, Daniel.
The Buffalo Bills. Fun team, fun fan base. Pretty good draft, I think. I like Keon Coleman a lot. I think he's going to be a dog for them. Definitely need a receiver. They got a good one. I think Josh Allen is going to be very pleased to be able to get this guy some targets. Good luck, Keon Coleman. Cole Bishop, I think he's a talented guy. Wayne Carter, Rain Davis, pretty good dudes as well. I like the Cedric Van Pran Granger pick in the 5th round. I thought that was a pretty good selection for them. And some of these other guys here too. I know we didn't rank them, but there's got some good. They have some good talent there as well. I think honestly, I know they traded out of the 1st round and people are memeing them on it for it, but honestly, if they felt that Keon Coleman was going to be a better fit for their system than whoever Casey, because honestly, Casey probably told them, "Hey, we're going to take Xavier Worthy," and Buffalo was like, "Hey, well, he's not really going to fit our system anyway. Like, why not? We might as well get some assets back." So I kind of like. So in that sense, I kind of like what they did. I thought it was a pretty standard trade back. I think it's just memed on because the Bills always lose to the Chiefs. Everyone wants to give him shit for that, but pretty good stuff. And Travis,
I mean, they always.
I think he'll be best American football player, or sorry, good eye football player that we'll ever see in the National Football League. I think he'll be quite good for up in Buffalo. There's not much else to say. I think he'll be a top lad, top player, and I've got to give these guys a B as well.
And you just always got to know, yeah, in trades, you always tell them who you're trading for, right? So they knew they were taking Worthy.
Yeah, and they were probably like, yeah, we don't care about Xavier Worthy anyway. Go for it.
Speaking of Chiefs receivers, though, Jesus Christ, Rashee Rice, come on.
Man. Yeah, no, that's not great.
And I mean, we both said it was a bad pick. We both said, well, he's got serious problems.
What did Rashee Rice do this time?
Oh, he apparently hit someone or assaulted someone in a club on Monday night, which would have been last night. All while he's already being investigated for the
for the crash.
For the crash.
I think they cut him.
If everything just starts, no, I don't think they cut him. He might get suspended for the whole year now, though, which I think he was probably only going to get suspended for part of the year before that. I don't think.
I think Brett Coleman said it well. It's like, geez, you have a chance to be a really core guy on a dynasty, and you do this shit, right?
Yep. My thoughts on the Bills draft here, though. I liked Keon Coleman. I think there was receivers on the board that I preferred Keon Coleman there, but obviously the Bills saw him as a good fit in their system. Same with Cole Bishop. Actually, I preferred other safeties, but he's definitely got the athleticism. I mean, he's a good fit for, like you said, Sean McDermott defense, so I get it. Dwayne Carter, yeah, that's fine pick there. Ray Davis, sure. I think you picked him before Estime, though, so that's kind of like a okay.
Davis got a lot of tread.
Yeah, I would have taken Estime there. Like Van Pran, like Olafosio, those are right around. I mean, you see where they land on the consensus board. Pretty solid picks at that point. Javon Solomon, good value. Overall, I think it's a fine draft. I mean, they picked all these guys right around where we valued them. Some solid. I don't know. It's just nothing that really makes me feel much better about the Buffalo Bills this season. Versus,
I totally agree.
So I guess I'll be a little bit of a Debbie Downer and go B-, but not anything too crazy, which brings the final grade out to 85 plus 85 plus 82.
Get out of my spot, man. Hater Nation's mine.
84%. 84%.
Yeah, I just don't know how many of these people will be difference makers, Mm-hmm. I think Keon has a chance. He just needs to be consistent. That was his big issue this all year, right?
Mm-hmm. Oh, actually, I think they're going to finish ahead of the Vikings. But ahead of the Vikings and Vikings 83. Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so Bills are going to be right there.
Dan, you hear any news during about training camp or rookie camp?
What about it?
Anything interesting?
Anything out of Detroit? Actually, has Detroit even had theirs yet? They might not even have that. Cincinnati doesn't have theirs till this weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say I haven't heard anything about Detroit starting a rookie camp.
I'm happy we had ours
Honestly,
early.
Lions news has been kind of slow lately.
Mm.
We had the draft, and then I think the most notable thing that's happened is Terrion Arnold just basically said he wants to be the greatest corner in the NFL. So
That's a DB. That's a DB's mentality right there.
pretty much.
I get why they waited forever to bring in Byron Murphy, because they brought him in on the first day of rookie training camp, right? So, or the day before. So that makes more sense. But poor Mike McDonald, because like the Seattle Seahawks like media coverage were just so Pete Carroll like apologists always. Like they just never asked him hard questions. And now they're asking him like, "Oh, why aren't you playing music? Oh, what about the pictures?" It's like, "Oh, let him be his own guy." It's like, don't have him be in the shadow of Pete Carroll, who hasn't won a playoff game in forever. It's like he hasn't won a playoff game for 5 years. Like, come on. You know,
It's been a minute. 2019.
people
If Carson Wentz doesn't get hurt
gave
in that game, maybe they don't.
people are like, "Oh, Jadeveon Clowney dirty." It's like, "Oh, that was so." Eagle fans are so stupid.
David Clowney is dirty for a different reason, though.
That play wasn't dirty, is what I'm saying.
Not that.
But it was like Pete Carroll had a pretty damn loose leash for someone who's been kind of in the same thing has been happening for a while now, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's like, but like, let Mike McDonald be his own guy. Like, don't just stop talking about Pete Carroll and stuff Pete Carroll did, right? It's just that I find it's like, oh, why are we wasting time on this?
Yeah, I feel you.
And imagine if you're Kalen DeBoer in Tuscaloosa. It's like, geez, you know, famous book said, never follow a great, right?
Mm-hmm. There you go. He's done this to himself. He didn't have to go to Tuscaloosa. He chose it. It's on him.
I mean, Judd's recruiting right now.
Yep. Moving on to Miami. Chop Robinson first round, who I know we all
This
like.
is such a Miami
Paul.
draft. It's
Jalen
so
Wright,
ridiculous.
Mo Kamara, Malik Washington, Patrick McMorris, and Taj Washington. Daniel, you get to start us
Oh
off, my
my
friend.
gosh.
I agree with the sentiment here. This is a very Miami Dolphins draft. And I, for one, I like the Chop Robinson pick. I think he's a little bit raw, but I think he's going to be pretty good. Miami needed to shore up their D line, and I think they got a pretty damn good edge, all things considered. Because I mean, Jared Verse and Dallas Turner were both taken already, right? By the time
There's nothing. There's Oh, Chop. Yeah. Oh yeah. Chop's great at 21.
Yeah. So that's a good pick for them. I like Jalen Wright a lot, honestly, for the Dolphins. I think he's going to be pretty good for them. I like the Patrick Paul pick. Yeah. I mean, there's some pretty good talent here. I think it's kind of similar to the Bills draft, where maybe there aren't like key difference makers you can see like right off the bat. But I think similar to Keon for the Bills, I think if Chop's given enough opportunities, I think he can be really good. And I think a lot of those players fit the team. I think similar feeling to what I had with the Bills. I give him a B.
There you go. I think Miami cooked. This is gonna be an A- for me. If they had more picks, I think I'd get enough to pump me up to an A. I love this draft. I love Chop Robinson. Patrick Paul, I'm kind of on, but you know,
Patrick Paul's Austin Jackson.
Yeah, they've got vets there, so he'll be a depth piece. And then if he ends up having to take over off for Austin Jackson at some point, guess what? You're not losing a lot there. Jalen Wright, perfect fit for Miami. Gosh, the only reason I wouldn't have mocked Jalen Wright to Miami going into the draft is because I would have thought it was redundant. But no, why not just continue add speed guys?
Achane got hurt, you know?
Yeah, that's true. Mo Kamara, I like there at 158. That's a good value for him. Malik Washington. Oh, boy. Chef's kiss. Oh, man, that's a perfect fit. So is Taj Washington, honestly, too. Both of these guys, both the Washingtons. Perfect fits for Miami. Patrick McMorris, kind of whatever. That's in the 6th. Again, if they had more picks, this could have easily been an A for me. As it is, maybe I'm going to be higher on this than you guys are, but this is an A minus for me.
I'm going to agree with Bo. I actually like this draft a lot too, especially when you think about their team, right? It's speed, speed, speed. They want to play track on the field. And then you got some more of that on defense with Chop, right? You got the quickest guy. I never said fastest. I said quickest, right? That twitch. And he's already in a pretty good stable of pass rushers. I think he'll be used quite well by what's his name, Zach Orr. Patrick Paul is Austin Jackson. Jalen Wright's perfect fit. Going from an offense that maximizes speed to another offense that's going to maximize the speed. Mo Kamara in the 5th round, especially with what other edge rushers were there, I think it's good value, or solid value. Yeah, that's a pick you make there. Malik Washington, of course, perfect fit. Taj Washington, perfect fit. Patrick Morris, not on the consensus board, so yeah.
He's the only one on the consensus board too.
A minus for me. I like it. It fits. It makes sense. There's players I like at almost every spot, right? And I just love Chop.
There you go. We got 92 plus 92 plus 85 divided by 3. We got a 89.6. So it rounds up to a 90.
Round it up, yeah.
Rounds up to a 90, a low 90. So probably going to be below Chicago here, I imagine. Let's see. Yeah, they're going to be below Chicago.
Oh no.
Let's see. Hold on. So if we did Chicago, we did 95. So remember that 89.6666, blah, blah, blah. 95 plus 89, or no, so 95 plus 95 plus 88 plus 88 divided by 3. Wait, hold on. That's definitely 95 plus 88 plus 88 divided by 3. 90.33333. So they are below. Sorry, Chicago. Or sorry, Miami. You still had a really good draft. Oh, wait. Yeah, there we go. A minus. Move on to the Patriots. Started the draft. Drake May. Got Jalen Polk in the 2nd. Caden Wallace in the 3rd. Layden Robinson in the 4th. Javon Baker in the 5th. No, sorry. Also in the 4th. Marcel Style and Joe Milton there. Back to
QB / tight end.
And then Jaheim Bell, who is tight end, in the 7th. This is an interesting draft. What?
Oh, never mind.
No.
I was just.
This is an interesting draft for me. I like Drake May. I made it clear I probably like Drake May more than you guys did. I think
I came around. I'll admit I came around on him.
He's going to be a really good player there. Won't have to start right away either, too, with Jacoby Brissett being there, which is really good for him and his development. Obviously, Jalen Polk there, probably a little rich for me, but he's a good player. Caden Wallace, Layden Robinson. I did not get these picks at all. I thought there were better offensive linemen on the board.
We were both so shook when they got picked.
Yeah, that was weird. Javon Baker had it's like they did a really good job of drafting skill guys. I really like Javon Baker at 110. Marcel Style, Joe Milton, Jaheim Bell.
Joe Milton was a horrible pick. I'm sorry. I can't. I don't know how you can have a draftable grade on him.
Yeah, that's burn pick. Gosh, this is such an up and down draft for me, so it's hard to give a grade because it's like I like Drake May.
I thought we had Jaheim Bell on the big board.
We did not. No. I like Jaheim Bell. I like Javon Baker. I like Jalen Polk, but I don't know about 37. And I like Drake May. So I liked 4 of your picks. And then the other 4 are just like Marcellus Dow and whatever on. Caden Wallace, Layden Robinson, Joe Milton. I think are all bad picks at that spot in the draft. So
they took Caden Wallace instead of I know he's a tackle, but they took him instead of Christian Haynes.
Yeah. Shit, man. Oh man.
Take him
I'm teetering on C plus for this one, which hurts because I really like Drake May. But I don't know. I just don't see it with the Caden Wallace pick, man. I think that's what's gonna teeter me down to a C plus. Maybe I'm no, B minus because they came back.
There was still a
B
lot of
minus.
good guards on the board at 103 too.
B minus for me, just because they got Javon Baker at 110. It would have been a C plus if they did. All right, go ahead, Rob.
I did come around and Drake May. I did. JP, I've been saying it. I said it for almost maybe even over a year. So I was saying that the NFL likes him better than probably the fans would think. He's just the prototype receiver body. I saw some people compare him to Puka. I was like, I don't know about that, but I think he's going to be great in that system.
Mm-hmm.
So I think the NFL likes JP a lot more than the fans. So I don't blame him too much for picking him there at 37. I think Javon Baker is a really fun pairing with him. I think that's really fun. And I like Jaheim Bell, but 4 of those picks you just kind of tossed away, man. That's a C plus.
There you go.
It's tough to hate on a draft where you think they got the quarterback right, but it's like there's some of those picks, man. I just don't get it.
There you go. And Daniel.
Yeah, kind of echo the statements that you guys were saying about the up and down draft here for the Patriots. I kind of see that too. Like the Drake May pick, I will say I'm not as high on him as you are, Bo. I honestly think the Patriots aren't the best team for him to go to. I think he's a little bit raw, but he could be good. But I don't necessarily see it the same. I don't see him being as good as like Jaden Daniels, for example, just to kind of keep that analysis short. But we'll see. I mean, they did ultimately have to make that pick because they did need a quarterback. They were in third. It's either take May or trade back. Because believe me, that's still a better pick than taking McCarthy in third.
Mm-hmm.
So they did their job there. It's just I don't know. I think for me that's a bit of a complicated situation to kind of solve, and that probably warrants an entirely different video. But for now, that's what they needed to do. I like Jalen Polk a lot. I think he's gonna be good with the Patriots. I hope he's gonna be good with them. I know the Patriots don't really do offense as of the last couple of years, but
I'm curious about Drake May's fit in that Van Pelt offense, right? Coming from the Browns, just one of the heaviest run 12 personnel teams, right? I would think you're more of a spread it out kind of offense, kind of what Herbert excelled in under Lynn, right? You want to be pretty spread out, maybe kind of that Burrow offense even. I think that would probably fit him better. So I really am curious to see what they run.
Yeah, I hear you. Let's see. Where we giving New England here, Daniel?
I'm looking at the rest of these picks. Yeah, I don't know why they took Caden Wallace that early. I think the rest of these picks are fine. I saw a meme that it was either a meme or somebody commented, but they were like, the reason they took Joe Milton and Drake May is so they didn't have a Mac Jones situation again. So I don't know, but then but like you guys said, all the rumors about Joe Milton converting to tight end. I don't know how that's gonna work out, but
it's more of me being a hater,
which he's good at.
That's my best skill. Nope. There we go.
There you go. I nailed one. I nailed one take tonight.
I give him a C plus. Like I think in a lot of picks they did their job, but they also kind of reached on some of these prospects, and it's just.
Wait, the Patriots and doing your job?
That's what I was gonna say.
What? They got rid of the signs of it though. They did it too.
Yeah, dude, I want to watch that Tom Brady roast.
It's so
fuck
funny,
no.
Man. It's so funny.
Overrated.
Dude, what do you mean overrated? That is the
both
worst
the roast
take.
And the player.
That's the worst football take I think I've heard in like the last few months.
That's terrible take. That's terrible take.
Tom Brady is the most ridiculously overrated player. I'm sorry.
Right, and they're roasting him. That's
most overrated
the point.
defense I've ever seen in my life. Cam Chancellor, most overrated safety. Richard Sherman, most overrated.
They were all hurt as hell in that game. Okay.
All right, boys. We do have a tie that we need to break here. How do
Richard
we feel
Sherman
between?
Richard Sherman was playing with one arm.
How do we feel? And I'll actually go ahead and do a little sneaky here, and I'm gonna go ahead hide hide everything in between these two, real fast. Hide rows. We do need to break a tie here. How do we feel about the Patriots draft versus the Cowboys draft?
I'd rate the Patriots higher because they got a quarterback.
I agree.
Bro, this is actually a close one. I mean, it doesn't matter. I was gonna say Dallas a little bit higher, but if two people say New England.
Yeehaw! Pew, pew, pew.
All righty.
Yeah, New England, baby. Not a Seahawks scream, a Patriot scream. America.
America. All right. Last team in the AFC East here. We
I
have.
have a fun story though.
Okay, go ahead.
You know, like, so I like the show Survivor, right? And when the teams combine, the tribes, when they merge, they get to name their own tribe, right? The tribes are named after something local originally, like they don't have any control, but they get to name their own tribe, and usually they do it with something local culture, right? Well, one season, this total redneck on the season, who ended up actually winning, had them agree to name the tribe Murica, not America, but Murica. Look this up. Okay, you got to search this for me, please. It's no joke.
Team Murica Survivor.
No, go back.
Okay. Oh, Murica.
Oh, there's Murica. Yeah, go on the Wikipedia.
Hopefully there's no viruses on the Survivor.
No, it's good. Yeah, I've been on there a million times. But yeah, no joke, the Murica tribe.
There you go.
And shout out Mike Holloway. He's the guy who named it. And
he's the one
hey, Tyler Frederickson was a punter for Oklahoma.
Oh, that's funny. There you go.
There you go. But yeah, shout out Mike Holloway. He won $1 million.
There you go. Good for him, man.
Yeah, the Murica. That's like the only tribe that's ever done something like that. Like usually they'll do something like, there's some like the culture ones, whatever. Sometimes people have done like a prank one. Sometimes they do the shitty ones are doing like the portmanteau of former tribe names, or reverse of like the location. So like there was the No-Bag tribe in Gabon. Boring. And then in All Stars there was there's 3 tribes. There was Saboga, Shapira, and Mogo. So they called themselves Shaboga Mogo. It was so bad.
Oh no, that's fun. That's fun.
I don't like portmanteau tribe names. I hate those ones.
There you go. There's the Survivor spiel for the night. We always gotta have at least one.
America, baby. America. That season is like a bunch of absolutely ridiculous people, so it's like fitting that they have just the absolute goofiest tribe name, and I love it. Some people just hate it. It's like this is hilarious. How can you not love it? They named their tribe America. Yep. Not even America. America.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah. One last part of that. The dude who named it was a Texas oil driller who like probably smoked a pack a day, so he had the hoarsest voice ever. It was so funny.
Poor guy. Hopefully he's doing all right.
It was like
there you go. Speaking of America, we got the team that is quarterbacked by future politician Aaron Rodgers, the
future Vice President Rodgers.
Future Vice President Rodgers, the New York
Honestly,
Jets.
Joe should drop Kamala Harris and just take Aaron Rodgers.
I don't think they'd get along on many things. So the Jets, to protect future VP Rodgers, Olu Fashanu, in the first round there, came back, didn't have a second because of the Aaron Rodgers trade.
Oh, that's my reaction to Olu.
I don't know, man. 11's fine for him. Malachi Corley in the third, Braylon Allen in the fourth. Oh, no reaction for that one. Okay. Jordan for Travis there in the 5th. Isaiah Davis also in the 5th. Quantas Stiggers. There you go. CFL guy. Let's go.
Argos, baby.
Argos.
Shout
And
out Mark
then
Tressman.
and Jay Lynn Key. Mr. Relevant out of Alabama.
Tressman was he the Argos, right? Or was
I
he the
think he was.
Alouettes?
Oh, he might have been. I don't remember. Hold on. While we're doing this, Rob, you get to start while I Google where Mark Tressman came from.
The only pick I like is Corley. There's not many picks I like here. I think they will hugely regret not taking Talu Sufwanga at 11. I just don't like Fashanu. Malachor Corley is going to be great. He fits something that they don't have in that offense, especially being a Shanahan disciple offense. You kind of got a guy that can be that Debo role, right? Braylon Allen, he's a fun prospect. I actually do like Braylon Allen. He had a tough last year. Big guy. He could be the next Derrick Henry. But yeah, you got to see what's there. Picking Jordan Travis this draft, I just don't get it, especially in the 5th. I just don't get picking Jordan Travis. It's not like he was a great pro prospect before he got hurt.
And Pratt was on the board still, too.
Yeah.
If you just wanted back
Isaiah Davis, whatever. Quante Stiggers, cool name, and you picked a CFL guy. That's pretty cool, but it was a fun story. I bet there might be some talent there worth taking there because he couldn't go to college or whatever. So I can see it. And Saban safety. We'll see what we got there. This is a C minus. Nah,
Ooh,
C.
Man.
C.
Oh,
C.
Okay.
Yeah. I just when your best picks are a gadget receiver and a running back, I just don't love it. This is basically David Putney and what's the running backs? Ray Jennings.
Ray Jennings, yeah.
That's what they drafted.
There you go. David Putney and Ray Jennings. To answer your question, though, about Montreal versus Toronto. So he was Montreal. He got hired by Chicago out of Montreal. And
I knew
after
it.
he got fired from Chicago, he was the Ravens offensive coordinator for 2 years. Got fired there. And then he became Toronto's head coach. So he was both.
It's so weird that they picked up. He was not a good NFL coach. He was the Bears coach in that game where the Bears punted every single drive.
Mm-hmm.
That was a bad one.
Yeah. Daniel, you're up with the Jets.
The New York Football Jets. All right.
New York Football Jets.
Football Jets.
I wish I had an airplane sound effect. I'm not making the same mistake of journeying into uncharted waters.
Gotta have that ready. Just a sound effect for every team going forward. Like Patriots.
Well, half of them are cats. Cats are lions. So just say rah, rah, rah. And that's got a lot of them covered. And then the bird one, I got the other half covered.
Yeah, except the Ravens would be like caw, and then
I feel that's all right.
Ravens do not make a screech noise. They make a caw noise. And Cardinals definitely don't. Cardinals make a little tweety noise.
It's a bird sound.
Fine. All right. Go ahead, Daniel.
Pick up the pace, Robert. Anyway, I like the fashion new pick. They needed a tackle. I think he's got talent. That's a good spot for him.
Dang it. That's not the fart one. Dang it. Bro, I don't have it memorized yet, okay?
You know what? Honestly, even if that's a bad take, none of my takes will ever be as bad as Tom Brady's overrated.
That is true.
He is overrated. He should not be the GOAT.
He is
at least 2/3 of his rings he didn't earn himself. 2 of them he owes to Vinatieri. 3 of them he probably owes to the defense. And the last one he owes to Robert Alford and Kyle Shanahan.
What about the one he won in Tampa?
I don't that was the whole team. He was on a stacked team. He can credit getting out of his contract.
7-9 the year before.
Yeah, teams get better over years, okay? And they add talent in the draft, okay? Sorry that teams improve.
All right, go ahead, Daniel. Go ahead.
Jameis Winston wins that Super Bowl by more if he stays with
Daniel,
Tampa.
let me know if you want me to mute Rob. If you want me to mute Rob, I can.
Even I can't say it.
What a joke, bro. Anyway, Fashanu, good talent. I like the pick for the Jets. Malachi Corley, I like that pick for the Jets. I think the Jets needed a little bit more receiving threats outside of Garrett Wilson, and I think that's a good pick. He'll probably get some targets from Aaron Rodgers. The key for that Jets offense is, are they going to actually use those targets? Because we've seen in the past few years, Jets OCs, they kind of run their offense in a weird way, and that's all I'm going to say about that. So hopefully
Good old Nathaniel Hackett's still kicking.
Yeah, right.
I'll never forget the solid look. I'm stuck with Nathaniel Hackett for the rest of the year.
Dude, right? No, but I think Corley's talented, so I hope he does well there. Jalen Allen, I think, is pretty good. I think the rest of the guys, yeah, sure, maybe day 3 picks, yeah, a little uninspiring, but it's whatever, man. It's day 3. Who cares?
Yeah.
I give the Jets a B-. I think it's pretty good. It's a decent
so.
draft. I think it's a little bit above average. Got some. I really like Fashion as a prospect. Yeah, boys.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, I'm closer to agreeing with Daniel. I don't know if I'm quite at B-, but I'll think about it as I go. I'm closer to. I like Fashanu. I think he's pretty solid. Did I like Fuanga better? Yeah. Was I so much higher on Fuanga that I think that's a bad pick? No. They're close for me personally. I really like Malachi Corley. I stated I was the biggest Malachi Corley stan for quite a bit of the draft process. So I really like that pick there. Braylon Allen, I like that as a flyer. He's got talent. He's the youngest player in the entire draft. Like, see what you're able to get out of that.
It's still ridiculous how young he is.
Yep. Didn't like I said, I didn't get the Georgia.
Who was younger when they got drafted, him or Juju?
Probably Juju. Juju was crazy young, man. I actually like Isaiah Davis. He's a fun player, fun little gadget player, too. Stiggers, sure. Jalen Keep, sure. I mean, those last 2 picks, just adding depth in the secondary. You know what? I'll give it a B- just because I do like Malachi Corley a lot, and I also like Braylon Allen. Kind of the same as Daniel, honestly. I'm going to echo a lot what Daniel had to say there. So between that, so we got 82 plus 82 plus 75 divided by 3. It's going to be a C, but it is it rounds up to an 80%.
Boo.
If you want to drop it to a C-,
I'm kidding. That's
fine. 80. Here we go. B-, which puts you in relation to San Francisco. I believe we gave them 82. Okay, so the Jets are above the Patriots, which I'm sure they'll be excited about, but below the 49ers. Okay, on to the best division in football, the AFC North. Okay, that's objectively true.
Right about that.
That is objectively true. There's only one division in football that had 4 teams with a winning record last year.
What is the NFC West the best division? Yeah, mediocre ass Seahawks, mediocre ass Rams, terrible ass Cardinals.
Determined that was a lie.
How can you argue this? They're the only division that had 4 winning teams.
Nope.
It's not even like. Never mind.
Dude, Rob came into this pod episode and just chose homerism.
Baltimore, okay, team that won the AFC North last year. Nate Wiggins at 30 overall. Came back with Rosengarten in the 2nd, D. Isaac in the 3rd, Tez Walker in the 4th, also TJ Tampa in the 4th. Rasheen, Devin Leary, and then they kind of just fell asleep at the wheel with those last 4 picks, but that's okay.
They went with their board.
Yeah.
Rasheen, it seems
Devin
like
Leary, Nick Simic,
day 3 was very much that for a lot of teams.
Yeah. So there you go, Daniel. You get to start us off.
Bo, you're gonna kill me for saying this, but I think the Ravens had a good draft, like they always do.
They do always have a good draft. I'm not gonna hate on their draft too much either. By the way, I'll get spoilers, but
yeah, I like Nate Wiggins as a prospect. I think he was a good corner get for them. They just missed out on that run of corners with Quinyon Mitchell going to the Eagles, with Terrion going to Detroit. They just missed out on those top guys, but I think Nate Wiggins is pretty good. So I think it's a good get. I like Rosengarten as a tackle. I think he's gonna fit nicely there with Baltimore. I like Adisa Isaac. I know because Adisa, he was the guy that played with Chop, right? At Penn
Mhm.
State.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep, he's his opposite. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So the concern there is maybe like Chop carried that D line a little bit from the edge, but I feel like if there's any team that can bring out some of the talent that Isaac might have, it's Baltimore. I feel like they always have at least a good defensive scheme. So a lot of their
Mhm.
players can look pretty good. So
I
for that
wonder
reason,
who's responsible for that.
what's up?
Who's responsible for that good scheme in the past couple of years?
It always has to come back to the Seahawks.
I know he's a homer. Anyway, Devontae Walker. I know there's a concern about his hands, but I like the intangibles on this guy. And again, similar with Adisa Isaac, if there's any team that can bring out the best of a prospect like that, it's Baltimore Ravens. Zay Flowers had a really good rookie year last year. I'm not saying he's going to be Zay Flowers, but I am saying he's got a good chance to be pretty good on a pretty good team that organizes well. TJ Tampa in the 4th round, I think is just good value, flat out. Nothing else to say there. Their day 3 picks, I mean, I don't know too much about them, but day 3 picks, again, it's Baltimore. You kind of assume at least one of those guys will be pretty good.
Mhm.
Devin Leary. There
They finally got a quarterback.
Oh, and I like this draft, guys. I give it an A-. It's good.
Supposedly there was character concerns for Tampa. That's why he fell.
I think it was just athletic testing. Was
On the Ravens, he'll be fine.
I heard it was
Yeah.
character.
Not like he's going to the Raiders.
Yeah, that is true. Yeah, you don't want a character concerns guy going to the Raiders at this point. On that note, I'm not going to disagree with you on a lot, Daniel. I wasn't quite as high on Wiggins. I would have taken Cooper here over Wiggins, but he is a little redundant with Kyle Hamilton already kind of playing that role in the defense. Rosengarten, obviously liked, 2nd rounder. It's fine. There weren't any better tackles, so sure. Adisa Isaac, kind of similar in the sense it's like I wasn't a huge Adisa Isaac guy, but at 93, that's right around where I'd be fine with taking him. And also, too, there really weren't any better edge rushers. Tez Walker in the 4th, he's got all the skills athletically in the world to be a really, really good football player for him. If he can just get consistent, that's going to work out. And TJ Tampa in the 5th, or not the 5th, late 4th, like you said, Daniel. I mean, that's just flat out really good value. And then, like you said, I mean, they just kind of took flyers on these last 4 guys that, maybe Rasheen Ali, I could see working out. These last 3, I'm like, whatever on. But Rasheen Ali's solid. 165 is a little rich for me, but yeah. As much as I hate to say, this is also an A- for me.
It's not as great as the Ravens draft as year past in my
I agree. Normally Ravens are in the A to A+ range. Right now, A- for me is low.
Nate Wiggins, I was never the biggest guy. They run a zone scheme, so I don't really understand the fit there. Wiggins is a pretty true man corner. Roger, I think he'll be a great NFL tackle. Adisa Isaac, 93. They love their Penn State DNs, so can't blame them there. Tez Walker, great, a lot of potential there. TJ Tampa, great value. Devin Leary, I don't get picking him. Like whatever, cool.
It's so weird that some of these quarterbacks are getting taken over Pratt.
I
Pratt won
know.
the 240s.
I know. B+ for me. B+, yeah.
There we go.
Be equal.
Which will be 88 plus 92 plus 92 divided by 3. 90.666, so 91%. Puts us in the A- range. I know that's above Baltimore and above Chicago. How does it relate to Arizona? Below Arizona. There we go. Awesome. Okay, on to the Super Bowl 59 champs. Oh, sorry, spoiler alert, guys. Cincinnati Bengals. First round. Oh, I know you guys sound you. I was waiting for a soundboard there.
I was letting you have your moment. I was thinking about it.
Thank you. I was anticipating one. So, Marius Mims tackle in the first round there. At 18, Chris Jenkins came back at the second line, continued to bolster the trenches. Jermaine Burton, wide receiver. McKinley Jackson, end of the third round there at A&M. Eric All, tight end, doubled up on tight ends. Also got Tyler McLaughlin later. Josh Newton, fifth round corner there. Cedric Johnson, Matt Lee, and I really like Matt Lee. So,
It's a good choice to double up on these tight ends.
yeah. Especially in a draft that didn't have a whole lot of them too. You might as well.
I didn't mind this year's tight end class.
Talking Bengals here. So, oh gosh. Okay, where do I start here? Because I don't want to sound like a homer, but I really liked this draft. Amarius Mims.
This do not sound like Homer. That's what that was in response to.
Yeah. Okay, fair. Amarius Mims, I think he's perfect for like their structure right now. They're famous. Like they're basically known for drafting a year ahead of needs at this point. Like that's what every single draft show ever will tell you. Amarius Mims fits perfectly with that. Obviously doesn't have a lot of career starts or a lot of career snaps, but the ones he has had have looked damn good. So we like that. He'll be a swing tackle year one and be able to step in for Trent Brown in year two.
Escort
the
motion,
right side.
baby.
There you go. Yeah, you just put him on there and there you go. And he's finally an athlete too. They finally drafted an athletic offensive lineman in the first round as well, which they continue with Chris Jenkins here, which they haven't had a problem drafting athletes on the defense line, but still, Chris Jenkins, really good run stuffer. Needs to work on his pass rush moves, but to be quite honest, I mean, right now with the losing DJ Reader, they just needed to get tougher up front, and Chris Jenkins and I'll just say McKinley Jackson too, definitely helps with that. Just clog those trenches. They sucked against the run last year, even when Reader was healthy. So that was going to be an area they need to improve either way. Jermaine Burton, Tyler Boyd signed with the Titans today. So Jermaine Burton steps in as a slot receiver, and I honestly think his potential is even greater than that if he's able to, buy into the culture and be a good locker room guy, which I have no doubt he will. The good news is for him, they don't storm the field in the NFL like they do in college, so he should be all right.
Gosh.
So I think he's going to be really good for them. Eric All, if he stays healthy, going to be really good. If he doesn't, Tanner McLaughlin, I also think is going to be really good. So a couple of these picks, like Josh Newton, Cedric Johnson, Dajon Anthony, like, okay, you're going with your board, fine. I'm kind of whatever on those picks. Matt Lee as a seventh round center. I know it's going to sound crazy because he was the 237th overall pick. But I think he's going to make the roster year one as the backup center, beating out Trey Hill. And then I think potentially next year, Billy Price has been off the team for years now. You motherfucker. And you see, and that pick right there is why I was excited about drafting Amarius Mims, because we finally drafted a freaking athletic offensive lineman after getting stuck with Billy Price picks for years.
I'll never forget Coleman. So it just takes me to look at just one number, and I can instantly tell it's Billy Price.
Hey, you know what's funny, though? Because Billy Price did contribute something to Cincinnati. We ended up trading him to the Giants for BJ Hill and a pick.
Who was the pick?
Oh, some seventh rounder. I don't even remember what.
Hey, still a great value.
So, and like I said, so Matt Lee's going to come in, start right away, or not start right away. He's going to come in as the backup center right away, and Ted Karras on a free agent deal. If Matt Lee shows enough in like training camp and preseason, I'd be surprised if they just let him take over. If he's showing enough.
What the fuck are we doing, guys?
The fuck are we doing, guys? He will not be saying that in Cincinnati because Mario's not his coach anymore. This draft is an A- for me. And I know I literally didn't say anything negative about it the whole time. It's these three picks right here, which
fair.
When they were happening, I was just like, I was saying, what the fuck are we doing? Because I didn't
what
get
the fuck are we doing, guys?
At all. Every other pick, actually McKinley Jackson too. There are 6 picks here. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 picks here. I loved when they came on the board. 4 that I was like, not sure what we're doing here. But no, I just really like this draft. So it's another A- for me. That would be Rob. You're next.
The only thing we really differ on is I really like McKinley Jackson. I think he'll be a good player. They're really all in on their wide tight ends, true wide tight ends. They don't really have that move tight end. I don't think they really have any
Mike
interest.
Gesicki.
That's not a move tight end.
They're not gonna line him up in a true Y. He can't block.
He's closer to a true wide than a move. I mean, he's a Colby Parkinson.
Yeah, okay.
Like when I think of a move, I think of Jack Westover or my favorite player ever, Jacob Hollister.
Yeah, that's true. Okay,
They
fair enough.
don't feel like it feels like they don't have zero interest in that kind of player, which is interesting. Eric All is just taking a risk, especially when you have a really good hedge there with McLaughlin. I think that's exciting. Yeah, this draft class, I love the first two picks. Jermaine Burton's a risk. He's a risk, but it can really work out if he hits. A from me.
I didn't expect that, but
I like this draft a lot. I really like this draft.
There you go. Daniel, you're next up.
I'm going to echo what y'all are saying. I like this Cincinnati Bengals draft. I love the Amarius Mims fit. I love the Chris Jenkins fit. I think Jermaine Burton could come good for y'all. I think McKinley Jackson's pretty decent. I like Eric All and Tanner McLaughlin as selections. I think even Josh Newton could come pretty good at corner. I like this draft. I got nothing else to say. Hey.
There you go. I will say in Josh Newton's defense, his 2023 was rough, but his 2022 was like probably first, early second round caliber.
It was really good.
That back,
I remember seeing him when I was watching Brent's.
Mm-hmm. If he gets that back, then I start to get really excited there. But 94% flat, which puts us probably in the high A's there or mid, below Detroit. But look at that. We got you got a partner in the A's here. Yeah, below Detroit. But you got a partner in the A's, Daniel.
Partner in the A's.
Cat team supremacy. If only the fucking Panthers weren't dragging us down.
Yeah.
It's okay. Jaguars are also going to drag us down. Spoiler alert. Let's talk about the Browns, though. Mike Hall Jr., getting him at 54 there. Mr. Zach Zinter, Jamari Thrash, Nathaniel. This one's going to be pretty fast because they only had 6 picks. Daniel Watson, Miles Harden, Jalen Briggs. They had 6 picks, and 3 of them were in the 200s. So that gives you an idea. Let's see who's starting with the. I think Rob, you're starting. Yeah, Rob.
All right. Yeah. I like their first 2 picks a lot. I like Mike Hall, keeping him local. It was well known. I like Zach Center. I think Nathaniel Watson could be a solid linebacker. That's about it. I'm not too high on the rest of them. So that's gonna be probably a C plus.
C plus. There you go.
You know what?
Daniel? Oh,
B minus.
B minus. All right, there you go.
I do like their first 2 picks a lot.
Yeah, I agree with Rob. I like the first 2 picks. They only had a few picks. Not much really you can do with that. A lot of them are low picks. Yeah, I don't really know how to grade this. Like a part of me just wants to flat out give him an incomplete because, kind of barren. But
did you even show up this weekend?
Well, you got to remember what they traded their first rounder for, right?
Oh yeah, the greatest.
Bro, okay, for that alone, that should be a fucking F, man. God.
Yeah, you make strong argument for that, actually.
But honestly, C plus because I like Zach Zinter a lot. I like him a lot as a card. I think that's a really good pick for Cleveland, but it's C plus.
Man, I'm gonna come across as such a hater, and I am, but I'll balance it out by giving very
Hater Nation,
complimentary
baby.
the Pittsburgh Steelers here in a second. Don't get me wrong, I really like the Mike Hall pick. Like as far as like that being their first pick of the draft, like yeah, that's solid. That's a really good pick. I was a little lower on Zach Zinter than I think both of you guys were. Don't get me wrong, I mean, he's a good player, but it's right after Christian Haynes. Should have traded up for him. I think Jamari Thrash is solid. I'm very whatever on these last 3 guys. And I'm not going to be a super hater nation. It's a C for me.
I do agree. I'd much rather have Christian Haynes than Zinter there.
For multiple reasons.
Not only he can play right away, but it's all honestly, I had him graded better.
5x3. There you go.
Most people probably did.
78% for Cleveland, which puts them also in the C plus range. I believe that'll put them above Carolina. Let's see
All in
here.
my ass.
Oops.
It still never gets old. Every time I see the look.
So Dallas is 79.
Speaking of all in my ass, you could argue that the Cowboys logo could look kind of like, like what they put on a cat in like a cartoon or an anime, like that kind of X that they put, or the kind of asterisk they put. You could argue that's what the Cowboys logo looks like.
That's where you're supposed to play the poop soundboard noise.
Oh, wait.
There you go.
I just got a notification from Hawk Blogger. The Tedrick Thompson pick and missed opportunities. Like, oh, you really have to do that to me today. I don't want to think about Tedrick fucking Thompson.
There you go. Daniel, you are starting off. Actually, I'll do a quick intro for the Steelers, and then Daniel, you're starting off. Troy Fatanu, Zach Frazier, Rowan Wilson, Peyton Wilson, Mason McCormick, Logan Lee, Ryan Watts III. Okay, go ahead, Daniel.
Oh, you're going to kick me in the nuts even more than you did for the Ravens draft, but this Steelers draft, arguably the best in the league, man. This is a good fucking draft. Troy Fatanu, dude, you don't understand, guys. This Steelers offensive line has been so bad. It's been no better than mediocre for a long time. They actually addressed it, not only in this draft, not only did they address it in this draft, but they got some damn good players from it. And they're going to be young, and it's solid. It's really good. Troy Fatanu's so fucking good, guys. Zach Frazier's so good. Roman Wilson is a good slot receiver for them. P. Wilson, arguably the best linebacker prospect. Got him in the late third.
He just doesn't have an ACL on one of his knees.
Mason McCormick, one of Rob's favorites.
They have several of my favorites in their draft class. They have 3.
Boys, this is an A+. This is a good draft. They cooked. This Pittsburgh team cooked.
They did.
No,
I'm not going to disagree too much. I'm probably a little lower on Troy just because of the injury and also just, very athletic, but I think his size may end up hurting him a little bit if he's on one of the tackle spots. He's only 6'4", so I do really like Zach Frazier though. I really like Roman Wilson, as I've said many times. I really like Peyton Wilson too. I really like Mason McCormick too. I mean, I don't know. They just kind of kept hitting really good picks here. Logan Lee, even I like the Logan Lee pick too. He said he was dominant at the Shrine Bowl.
That's a Cam Hayward right there. Yeah. Poor man's Cam Hayward.
And then Ryan Watts is whatever. I will say with Troy, even though I know I wasn't super complimentary of that pick just now, and I will also come around and say they didn't get a corner. They still really need a corner, and Quinyon Mitchell was on the board. But they also need a tackle. And all the other top tackles were off.
What do you mean? They got Ryan Watts.
Hollywood Troy though, man. I don't think either of us had him falling as far as 20. A lot of us had him going in top 15 for a long time.
Yeah.
Well, our resident Homer here had him going to Seattle in pretty much every mock draft, so
it made sense. It made sense.
It did make sense. And as I know I'm gonna come, I know, Hater Nation, whatever. It's not an A+ for me, but it is a very solid A.
Hey, I hate the Steelers just as much as everyone else, as you do, Bo.
Yeah.
It's an A+. This is my favorite draft. It's an A+. They cooked. Love Troy. He's going to be a fantastic NFL tackle. I don't give a fuck that he's 6'4". Who cares? That's big enough. Zach Frazier, great center. Roman Wilson, he's going to be good there. Peyton Wilson, I loved. It's just his awful medicals. His knees are destroyed, and his shoulders even worse. Right? Mason McCormick, just freaky guard. Probably will take a year, but he's going to be really good. Logan Lee, that's Hayward type. Ryan Watts, there was some promise in that Texas secondary. I know they got cooked by UW, but so did everyone. When I was studying them, they had some solid pieces. This is my favorite draft. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Well, on a consensus ranking, it also ends up being our favorite draft, apparently, because it is the new number 1. Look at that. The Pennsylvania team showed up in Detroit. we're done with the AFC North, so we're away from the big boys. Now we go to the small boys in the AFC South. Starting with the Houston Texans here. Kamari Lassiter, first pick there at 42, which is so funny that they drafted a corner, considering if they had just stayed at 23, they could have had Terry Arnold, but whatever. Blake Fisher, Kalen Bullock, Cade Stover, Jamal Hill, Jawar Jordan, Solomon Burr, Marcus Harris, Ladarius Henderson. Yeah, they kind of start taking shots there at the end there. This draft here, I will say I really like Blake Fisher at 57. I think that's solid. I would have taken him in the 40s. I think he's a really, really good football player, and he's going to continue to be a really good football. He's going to continue to be a really good football player at the next level.
Golden
Do
Domer
not be
bias.
surprised if he's starting sooner rather than later. Kalen Bullock's a guy I know we talked about a lot in this pod that we came to a consensus that we liked. Kamari Lassiter, I'm kind of on, but second round grade, sure. We took him in the second. None of these other picks are inspiring at all to me. Like, I would be surprised if any of these guys end
I
up
can't believe Jamal Hill got
contributors.
picked.
Yeah, I would not be like all these guys. Like, maybe not necessarily Stover, but all of these guys are practice squad guys to me.
I don't mind Ladarius Henderson. I think Cade Stover has good athletic testing, but Ohio State refuses to use tight ends, so we don't really know what we have there.
Stover's. I mean, they've already that's already a loaded tight end room because you got Schultz and you got Brevin Jordan. So you drafted your tight end 3 in the 4th round.
It's definitely yeah.
This is like a honestly, this is a C- for me. I know I talked up the Blake Fisher pick, but everything else I'm just kind of Bullock to a lesser extent. I just wasn't a big fan of what they did.
Somebody hates Texas right here.
Yeah, I know, right? Between the Cowboys and the Texans, I was not a fan of the Texas drafts this year.
Fuck Texas, man.
All right, go ahead,
What a
Rob.
shitty time there.
Especially in Houston. Especially in Houston.
I had the worst heartburn. I had to sit next to a badge claim for like 5 hours. That sucked too in Dallas.
Yeah, that's true.
I like Kalen Bullock at 87, and that's really about it. I don't mind Cade Stover. I think that's about where I'd pick him. I would have picked him over AJ Barner. It's a C for me. Just nothing I like.
All right,
They
go
picked
ahead.
Jamal Hill to play special teams.
There you go. Daniel, you're up.
I'm just finding out when we were talking about Texas, right? I was thinking about Waffle House. The closest Waffle House to here is in fucking Canada. I have to go all the way to Surrey. I don't want to go there. I don't want to go to fucking Surrey, British Columbia, just to get my All-Star special. Anyway,
I had it for the first time when I was there. Oh, it was good.
so good. It's so good. I gotta go to Vancouver Canucks country to
Ugh.
eat a waffle.
Fuck
Man,
Canada.
Hell yeah, there we go. The closest the closest Waffle House to me is only 11 miles away in Apache Junction.
Boo! Lucky bastard. I'll tell you what though, if I ever run across JT Miller or Brock Besser or one of those guys up in Canada,
Beat him up.
I'd still probably take a selfie with them.
No.
Bro,
Bro, we gotta
come
come
on,
down there. We
come
gotta
on,
come
like,
down there. I want to go to Raising Cane's again.
Oh man, we got so many Raising Cane's around here. We're drowning in them.
You drown in the sauce. I had a blast at Raising Cane's.
But anyway, the reason I kind of deviate off topic is because this Texans draft, honestly, cause a lot of their offseason work came in free agency and trades, and I think that was pretty intentional from their part. I don't think they really put a lot of stock in the draft. I think they like the young guys they have right now, and they wanted to kind of build on those guys a little bit more. So they just kind of got some more supplemental pieces for this one. Like, I like Kalen Bullock a little bit. I like Blake Fisher a lot as a tackle. I think the Blake Fisher pick bumps up their grade a little bit. I think Kamari Lassiter is fine. I think the other guys are just, they're whatever.
Are they replacing Titus Howard?
Oh yeah, sure. I'm assuming they moved him to guard at one point.
Yeah.
I
mean, they didn't put much stock into this draft because they didn't have much stock in this draft.
No. Well, I mean, that's their own fault for trading out of 23. Like, that makes even less sense now.
That's a. Well, I thought you were talking about. I thought you were talking about their trade last year. They're big winners from that one though.
Oh yeah, sure. No, I'm talking about trading out in 23 with
The
the
Browns
Vikings
pick,
this year. Yeah, I don't know why they did that. I still don't get that one.
I still don't get that one. And that was like the day after I called Daniel's trade at it was like 12-year-old
12-year-old.
trade. and it like so it still wasn't close, but it was still a pretty bold trade up.
Yeah. Well, there you go, Daniel. What are you giving them grade wise?
Because I like the Blake Fisher pick a lot, B-.
B minus. All right, a lot higher then. A lot higher. Sweet.
But also just because they did their job. I don't think they did their job this offseason. They're fine.
76%. So they'll be in the C range. But where in the C range? Above the Packers or below the Packers? I believe above, if I remember correctly. No. C minus. Damn it. Okay, we have to have a breaker because we got the same split again. All right.
This is
All right.
tough.
The
They
battle
both
of
took bad Oregon players too.
mid. The battle of mid.
Brother. I don't like either of these. God damn.
I think I prefer the Packers just because I think their day two is pretty solid. But I mean, the Texans day two.
I
mean,
like the
Fisher and
Texans better.
Bullock.
I like the Texans better.
Honestly, I might walk back and say I like the Packers day three better.
It doesn't do much for me, man.
All
I'm
right,
Texans.
Daniel, you're the tiebreaker here, Daniel.
What do I got to do? Whoever has
You gave a B minus to both these teams actually, so you got to pick if you like the Texans or the Packers drafts better.
You know who I'm gonna say, guys.
I know. I thought that was gonna be a joke,
Good,
honestly.
good.
There you go.
That's a neat feature.
There you go, Packers. Sorry, Packers.
The Hyde Rose. That's neat.
Yeah. The Indianapolis Colts, or as Tom Brady likes to call them, Broncos that don't fuck.
Did he actually call him that?
Yeah. Started the draft with Leatu Latu, Sacramento boy, former UW boy. Before we medically retired him.
He still said he was a dog on his Twitter. He's like, not
Yeah,
me.
That's good.
Oh, and we got his brother now.
That's true. That's true.
Like,
AD Mitchell.
his brother's 6'7". Imagine if Leatu Latu were 6'7".
We wouldn't have magically retired him at that point. We would have been like, hey, buddy, figure
He
it
probably
out.
wouldn't have came to UW.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. AD Mitchell in the second, Rob's favorite player. Daniel's unironic favorite player, Matt Gonsalves, there at 79. Tanner Bortolini, Anthony Gould, Jalen Carley's, Jalen Simpson, Mike Abraham, and Jonah Laulu. Go ahead, Robert.
There's parts of this draft I like and parts of this draft I don't like. Leatu Latu, like, so technically refined. Not the most explosive tester, but that injury flag is quite scary. I guess they didn't like Brian Robinson Jr., so they just like, we're gonna wait on Webb, and then that Brock Bowers was gone. So like, all right, we're just gonna go best defender. We got to pick of anyone, so I can't blame him for that. My feelings are well known on AD Mitchell, but 52, why not, right? I feel a bit what's the word? Vindicated that he at least went 52, right? Diabetes Mitchell. A diabetes Mitchell. Gonsalves and Bortolini, I actually like both their I like both of their potential, unironically. Even though we make jokes about both of those players. Anthony Gould, just adding a speed threat, I don't mind it. He is in the Lollipop Guild, but you got some big guys to support you there. I actually do like Jonah Laulu. I think he'll be solid in that defense. So it's gonna be a B+ for me.
There you go. B+. All right, Daniel.
Boys, the closest Waffle House to Seattle is in fucking Fort Collins.
I thought you said it was in Canada.
No, within the States.
Oh,
Jeez,
Fort
man.
Collins,
jeez.
man.
Brutal.
Fuck me, man. Anyway.
You will never get your all-star combo.
Yeah, right. Anyway, Latu, great player. A.D. Mitchell, best receiver I've ever seen. I've ever laid my eyes on in my entire
Better
life.
than Amon-Ra St. Brown. Ooh, caught you there, buddy.
Yes, yes, he is.
Better than Chad Johnson, or not
Yes.
Chad Johnson, Calvin Johnson.
Better than everyone. Best receiver I've ever laid my eyes on.
Is he a better receiver than Barry
Best
Sanders?
receiver at the best school, in the best city, in the best state, in the best country, on the best continent. Anyway.
Hey, finally got one we agreed on there at the end. In the best country. You're gonna disagree?
Yes, I summoned the buzz.
There's many that I had to disagree with.
Disagree with best country?
Best country in the world is the DPRK. Praise be to Grand Marshal Kim Jong-un.
Oh my god, bro.
God damn it, man. We had to private the NFC video already. We gotta do it again.
God damn it. This one we don't have to private.
Yeah, we don't have to private that. I just want to make it clear we disagree with whatever Rob just said. That's fully him. Fully
You know
him,
that
FBI,
someone
that's
is
all
like,
him.
someone's kind of a crazy as if they call North Korea the DPRK. That's when you know it's like,
Yikes. Yeah, sorry, go ahead, Daniel.
Go Salvish, good talent. Bortolini, good talent. I don't know. The Colts draft is pretty good. That was fine. I like Latu a lot. I give him a B.
You know, where Anthony Gould got drafted might be about how much he weighs.
142. Yeah, no, on that note though, I really like the Latu pick to start this draft off at 15. First defender off the board, and he should have been. Really, really, really good pick. Byron Murphy homerism's gotta stop, man.
What?
Try to give Byron Murphy. It's just the fact he's in Seattle.
I
Just Seahawks homerism.
my thoughts on Byron Murphy have been very clear for a long time.
I think Latu plays a more important position as an edge rusher.
Homer.
No, that's not true. That is not true.
A.D. Mitchell had
I take a similar. If you had the exact same talent, a star. I'd rather have a star in the interior D line than edge.
okay.
I mean that's how you disrupt the pocket, right?
Every Seahawks fan, when you talk shit about Byron Murphy.
That's a good meme.
That's a bell right there.
There you go.
I think I'm not. I don't think I'm being too much of a homer there. I think there's a fair argument.
I think Byron Murphy's a great player too. You're just a Seahawks fan. And you're
I mean, the Bears had him as their top-rated defender. I think plenty of teams had him as their top-rated defender.
But not the Colts.
Oh, the Bear. Oh, that.
Who drafted the top-rated defender?
The Bears.
Yeah, honestly, saying the Bears had him as their top player, that's not a very convincing argument.
Oh no! Yeah, the Chicago Bears. Oh no!
I don't know. They've had pretty good
Ryan
defensive tackles.
Poles. Oh no, that's true. But anyway, so A.D. Mitchell, 52. Yeah, I mean that's good value at that point, honestly. It's early for me on Gonsalves. I don't disagree with you guys. The talent's there, the athleticism there. It's just early for me. Bortolini, I like there at 117. Gould, whatever. Way too early for me, honestly, but whatever.
I wish I need some
Carlos.
Dr. Evil quotes because I want to have he does not know he is little. That's
Jalen
gold.
Carley's kind of the same issue. Honestly, Jalen Carley's probably gonna be a linebacker for him. What they did with Ronnie Harrison, just actually finally convert him to linebacker. They'll probably do the same with Jalen Carley's. Jalen Simpson, actual safety though. Solid player.
I like Jalen Simpson. I did a lot of safety work.
And then Mike Abraham and Jonah Laulu, just kind of whatever. This is honestly a C+ for me, guys. I know I talked about I talked a lot, but I don't know.
That's like my Bucks. That's like my Bucks decision.
Yeah.
I'm so bummed that that's private because that was a really funny moment of
we can unprivate it. We can unprivate it.
Me defending the hell out of the Bucks and be like, actually, I've given them the lowest grade. That was really funny.
78 plus 85 plus 88 divided by 3, 83 or 84, rounding up to an 84 $84 sign.
Bo, I just realized something.
What's that?
It'll be getting ahead of ourselves a little bit, but I think I realized who was behind the out of shape lineman picks for the Colts or for the Bengals.
Yeah.
Go back to where we were. You can barely see it. Scroll
Oh,
down
was
just-
it what was
Nope.
it, Mr. Brian Callahan? Finally, got rid of his ass. No, I can see it. I don't actually disagree with you very much there. A lot of Bengals fans said the exact same thing actually when we drafted Mims. So let's see.
And they
Bills.
drafted Latham.
Yeah. B minus B B versus C plus B B plus. I believe the Colts will come in below the Bills. Yes, they will. But they will come in above the Giants. So there we go. Awesome. Moving further here, we go down to the Jacksonville, Duval, where they drafted a whole bunch.
They
of
drafted all the
LSU
worst players at positions from LSU.
That's true. Brian Thomas, worse than Malik Neighbors. Mason Smith, worse than Mekhi Wingo. Jordan Jefferson, also worse than Mekhi Wingo.
And worse
Jerry
than
and
Mason
Jones,
Smith.
and worse than Mason Smith. Jerry and Jones, worse than Renardo Green. Keelan Robinson, worse than Jonathan Brooks.
Cam Little, is that the Stanford kicker?
Yeah. No, that's Arkansas kicker.
So yeah,
But
they picked the worst kicker.
There you go. There you go. So, anyways, this draft, man. I guess Daniel leads this draft off. But to talk about the picks we didn't talk about there, Javon Foster, DeAndre Prince as well. Keelan Robinson gonna be a kick returner for him. Cam Little kicker. That tells you all you need to know. And then Miles Cole out. Big ol' edge rusher in the Trevon Walker mold out of Texas Tech. But at least they drafted 236 overall.
He's my favorite pick that they made.
Off the whole thing? All right. Go ahead. Daniel, you go first, though.
Wait, scroll down to what I said for the Falcons.
You gave the Falcons a C minus.
No, I gave him a C.
Oh, yeah, sorry. There, yeah, you're in the middle. Yeah, C.
No, I thought I was in the middle.
No, Daniel's in the middle.
Okay.
Yeah, we did alphabetical order.
All right, so I give him a C. I'm trying to figure out which one's the worst draft here.
Let's see if you've given any C minuses yet. B, C plus, B minus. Let's see, C plus. While you're thinking, I'll see. C. Oh, you also gave the Giants a C. You gave the Giants a C too. Falcons, Giants.
I guess a couple others, yeah. Brian Thomas, I think he's talented. Honestly, he's a good get for the Jags. I think he'll be a good receiver with Trevor Lawrence. But the rest of these guys is just like, why the fuck does Trent Baalke have a job, guys? Why is he working, bro? What is he doing? How does he?
What dirt does he have on people, man?
Dude, honestly, because even that, even the Falcons though, even they took some pretty talented guys. Like, yeah, their draft strategy was a little bit weird, but I at least like the idea. Jags draft is just bullshit, man. Give him a D, dude.
Oh boy.
Give him a D.
Come on, smoking.
Brian Thomas saves that draft for being an F, man. Like it's just nothing.
They didn't have to trade up for him. Everyone knew they wanted him.
It's a nothing
Brian
draft,
Thomas.
and the thing is, it's like they needed to get some young players in because they got some contracts coming up, and they're just. Anyway, that's all I gotta say, man.
Do they really have contracts coming up, though? To be honest,
they got Trevor Lawrence's contract coming up.
Josh Allen's
yeah,
contract.
that's it. Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen, they haven't developed shit.
That's the thing.
All the capital they had. It's not like they have players that they gotta pay. They all busted.
Well, that's the thing. Is those are the only two guys they developed, right? But they have contracts coming up, so they got to re-sign those guys. Everyone else is busted, either busted or mediocre, but either way, just irrelevant to the team overall. So they really needed to get this draft solidified, right? So you can get some good players on cheap contracts while still re-signing Trevor Lawrence and Josh Allen. You know, hypothetically speaking, and they just didn't do that. There's nothing here. They have Brian Thomas. That's it. They got it.
Want a bold ass prediction. Rams are gonna try to move heaven and earth to trade for Trevor Lawrence.
I can see it.
The Rams. They could.
Or McVay tries to go to Jacksonville when Peterson gets fired. Just wants that quarterback. QB purgatory sucks.
Jaguars just trade themselves right back into it.
I don't know. When Reed retires, when Peterson gets fired, there's gonna be a lot of coaches wanting both of those jobs. They've just fucked up both hires in the Trevor Lawrence era.
I don't know if they fucked up the Doug Peterson.
They fucked maybe a lot less of a fuck up than the absolute
Urban Meyer
mess of Urban Meyer.
That's true.
What was the thing that he said to the kicker?
Man, I don't even remember, dude. It was a long time ago. That was a long time ago now. That was 2.5 years ago now.
Jeez.
Time flies. Time flies. On that note, with the Jaguars, I mean, you know what? I think that they were probably going to take Brian Thomas at 17. So I don't hate trading back and still being able to get him. Like, that's
He came a long way.
Yeah. Mason Smith. Yeah. Jerry.
Exactly.
Jerry, I think Jerry Jones is a solid player. He'll be a solid slot corner for him. Javon Foster will be a career backup. Jordan Jefferson will be a career backup. DeAndre Prince will be a career special teamer. Keelan Robinson will be a career kick returner. Cam Little wasn't even the best kicker, and he was the third best kicker in this draft.
Career kicker.
Miles Cole, career kicker. Miles Cole.
All right, he's gonna be a linebacker.
And then Miles Cole's Miles Cole. I don't know. He's an edge rusher. He took a 236 because he fits the ball.
He's got potential.
You know what?
I've loved the athletes that A&M has been getting, man.
The lowest grade I've given out so far was a D+ to Atlanta. And I liked the individual players. The Falcons got more than the Jaguars. However, I'm also going to give this a D+ for the simple reason that I think the trading back and still getting Brian Thomas in a vacuum is a good move. So that's another D+.
They took two big memes in this draft. Brian Thomas, we came from Baton Rouge, Louisiana, and
that's amazing. That was great.
And the Jordan Jefferson, you need Jesus.
You need Jesus. Yeah.
Or it's Find Jesus. I forget what it was. D+. I think I made my thoughts pretty clear.
There you go. So this is going to
I
be
didn't even like Brian Thomas that much either.
This is easily going to be our worst rated draft. This is going to be our first D. Yeah, 67. This isn't even a D+. This is a D.
I'm a Penix apologist. That's why.
We are adding 2 rows below, my friend.
Jeez.
I could foresee a team.
What? Just name. Don't name it D. Name it Trent Baalke. Trent Baalke parentheses D.
Trent Baalke.
Oh crap! Hold on, I am all over the place here. There we go. I know I'm failing. D. Oh wait, hold on. Dang it. D.
You can probably just put Baalke.
Why is it? Oh wait, maybe I can do this. Why is it not centered though? I want it to be centered. D. Trent Baalke. There we go. That's fine. That works. Jaguars, and then that's a D+. Might as well add the D- and F below just in case we find something worse. Although we're not going to. Oh wait, dang it!
I don't think we're gonna find anything worse, but we could find a team potentially to fill in between Jacksonville and Atlanta.
That is true. And then add a row below.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's getting an F.
Yeah, if Jacksonville,
I don't think.
If Jacksonville could get an F, no one is. But there you go, D. Trent Baalke. Awesome. Moving on to they got a D. D's nuts. Moving on to Tennessee here, actually really fast here because that's equals out to a 67%. To be consistent, has a 97 gun A+. Never mind, they did get a D+. They did get a D+ because we gave 97 it. So we'll give D+. Baalke. There we go. For consistency.
Baalke tier bad draft.
Here we go. Awesome. So we are moving forward here to Tennessee. Brian Callahan taking, like you said, an athletic offensive lineman at 7. Okay, sorry. His name is J.C. Latham. Out of Alabama. Tavondre. Oh, I get to lead this one off too. That's fun.
Oh, I wanted this one. God damn it.
I'm gonna cook him, honestly. This is a really bad draft. Maybe.
What did Kara say to Tennessee?
Up yours, Tennessee. Fuck you. Fuck you.
That was legendary.
Honestly, might have a similar reaction here. JC Latham, not a fan. I'll talk it objectively here. T'Vondre Sweat, defense tackle out of Texas here. We've talked about him a lot on this program. Cedric Gray, linebacker. Jarvis Brownlee, corner. Jaquan Jackson, wide receiver out of Tulane. Michael Pratt's number 1 target. James
Greenway,
Williams, safety getting converted to linebacker out of Miami. And Jalen Harrell, edge rusher out of
literal
Michigan.
backup who didn't touch the field.
Yeah. So positives about this draft. You're in
Cedric Gray.
You're in the same division as the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Oh my god.
Negatives about this draft. It's not a whole lot better. I made my thoughts clear, very clear on JC Latham. Not a fan. Not a fan. T'Vondre Sweat, I like as a player. 38 overall. That's rich. Shoot, it was rich for me after his athletic testing, let alone after the DUI.
Okay. His athletic testing was fine. I don't give a fuck about his athletic testing. He moved well.
Cedric Gray is a whatever linebacker. There were better ones on the board. You're Cedric Gray stan.
Just because right where he went, we just traded down and we took Tyrese fucking Knight. I would have rather had him over Tyrese Knight.
Yeah, that's true. Jarvis Brownlee. I actually like Jarvis Brownlee. That's a good pick at 146. That's a good pick. I like that one right there. Jaquan Jackson's just fine, whatever. Career backup. Passing with James Williams. And Jalen Harrell was already a career backup, and he's going to continue to be that, except now it'll be a career practice spotter. This is a C- for me. It's not as bad as Jacksonville's, but it's not good. It's really not good. Robert.
Like, they picked the 2 fattest and most out of shape players in the draft in the first and second round.
It did.
I laughed at the Latham pick.
I did.
There were several picks I laughed at.
I said up yours, Tennessee. Fuck you.
T'Vondre Sweat, I mean, we've talked about him plenty, and I liked him. 38's a bit rich, but I can understand it, but you're taking a massive risk. My favorite pick in the draft is Cedric Gray. I actually kind of like him. A lot of Jags and the rest of it, in my opinion. C-.
There you go. And Daniel, close up shop on the AFC South.
I think you're underrating JC Latham a little bit, Bo. I don't think he's the best tackle prospect, but I think he's pretty darn good. Did the Titans reach for him at 7? Maybe a little bit. But if they think he's the best fit, he'd be pretty good for that team. I got to give them their due there a little bit. T'Vondre Sweat is an interesting pick. I don't know how that's going to pan out. I don't know. Actually, what do you guys think about this? Are the Titans usually a good franchise or a bad franchise, or are they just kind of neutral?
They're usually mid. I have come to the conclusion they're usually mid.
They wasted Derrick Henry.
Okay. I was kind of thinking like they're like one of the more neutral teams in the league historically, and even right now. The reason I asked,
they let Jeff Fisher be their coach for like 10 years.
And he got him to the Super Bowl.
He used to be good, man.
I think it was there for like 15 years. Was there for a while.
You remember when Charlie Whitehurst was a Seattle Seahawk?
Clipboard Jesus, baby.
Yep.
Anyway, the reason I was asking,
what's that supposed to mean? Is that supposed to be a bad thing? What are you talking about?
I don't know. I just remember in 2011 he started a game against the Browns and he couldn't score more than 6 points.
When your quarterback competition's between Tavares Jackson and Charlie Whitehurst, man, it's rough.
But anyway, the reason I was asking is because T'Vondre Sweat's like one of those character concern guys. So usually guys like that get drafted to like a good franchise. A lot of their talent kind of shows more, and they can have some kind of backup. Because the Titans being neutral, like I don't know how that's gonna go.
I'm worried for him in Nashville. That is not a good city for him.
Actually, though, that is true. Maybe not the team, but Nashville's kind of a rowdy city. That is a very good point. So I'm a
It's
little
a party city. We
Yeah.
drink a lot. And he likes doing that.
I think T'Vondre Sweat, low-key, now that he's in Tennessee, might go a similar way to what I think Caleb Williams is going to be in Chicago. He'll probably just because of the team he's on in this situation, he might actually kind of
Yeah, they're going at the club too much, but different kinds of clubs.
Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know. The rest of these guys are fine. I guess.
That joke didn't land.
Whatever. Yeah, sorry, I didn't get it.
Let's make it a Caleb Williams gay club joke.
Well, no, I'm just playing. I got it.
Dude, honestly, I was gonna give him a higher grade than I did for the Jags, but honestly, knowing like the whole T'Vondre Sweat thing and like how he's probably gonna be in Nashville, I don't know, man. I think it's the same grade for me to be.
I wish I had
Another
like that,
D.
like I wish I had that like fat sound, like. We've learned our lesson to search sounds.
Yeah, make sure you're prepared. So they do average out to a 70%. So they're going to be in C minus. Are they below the Falcons? Probably.
Yeah, the Falcons got a 72.
Yeah, Falcons got a 72. So they're below the Falcons. So there you go.
I was an apologist.
The AFC South did not send their best and brightest to Detroit. What a rough go. What a rough go
For
here.
real. Like when they finally had a competent year and then they delivered that.
Yeah. Oh, and by the way, I was gonna show this video earlier when we talked about the Bengals, but I forgot about it. There you go. This is.
Oh, I've seen that so many times.
Oh man, this is beautiful right here.
No, it's not. That's not a good throw.
But it's
He's just
behind the back.
He's just having fun. You want to
entertaining.
see him you want to see a good throw? He had plenty of those today too. What matters is
I'm
back.
so sick of this because there's a Bengals fan in the Seahawks Discord in non-stop post Burrow stuff. So like, this is a Seahawks. Sure, whatever, you're a fan of a different team, but this is literally a Seahawks thing. Don't throw this. Don't post this shit here. Charlie Jones, one of my guys.
I guarantee you, if Sam Howell,
That's pretty cool bridge right there.
If Sam Howell or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
whoever the Seahawks started quarterback did the same behind the back little toss, Rob would be like, "Oh my god, that's such an elite move. He's going to be a great."
No, because it makes zero sense for an in-game situation.
Well, yeah, because he was screwing around. They weren't even in a drill. He was just screwing around.
He's a professional. He has no screw around time allowed.
Bro.
Quarterbacks not allowed to have fun in practice.
NFL, no fun league, baby.
There you go.
Those are some funny looking little bags with like the spokes on them.
Yeah. There we go. All right, so I had to get that out. I was going to mention that when the Bengals pick was up, but then I realized I forgot after the fact. Moving on here to the Denver Broncos, which is Rob going to be leading off with his favorite quarterback.
I laughed when he made this pick.
But
the fit's fine. It's the fit. It's gonna work.
Yeah,
but like taking him at 12, it just made me laugh. It was just funny.
Breakdown.
John Ellis, like in the third round, sure. The edge class was not good. Troy Franklin in the fourth round, that was so funny. But hey, we got Bo Nix, a guy he likes, right?
Audric Estime, good value on Troy Franklin in the 102.
Yeah, really good.
Really good value.
Just funny. Audric Estime gonna be a good back. Von Vela, I'm surprised he got drafted. I wouldn't have drafted him. Nick Gargiulo, our vampire friend.
Yep.
He had a draftable grade in my opinion. Good athletics. I don't want B minus. I was really thinking C plus. There's a lot of solid picks. It's just Bo Nix. That's clever. Just the take a Bo at 12 is just, that was pretty bold.
Yeah, Daniel, you're next up, my friend.
I like the Audric Estime pick, actually. I think definitely.
Gold Dover bias.
Yeah, they need to shore up the running game a little bit. I think that could be a good pick for them. Honestly, I think Troy Franklin is a little bit underrated by us just because we're Huskies fans, but I think honestly he's a pretty solid receiver prospect.
Oh, he is.
Well, it's an okay draft. I think the only gripe I have is they really reached for Bo Nix. I don't care that Bo Nix is a good fit for that team. They honestly could have taken him in round 2 or traded back, at least traded back. We could have gotten some more assets.
I think they were probably worth the Raiders want to take him.
I mean, I guess you have
agree.
a point.
You
have a point, but like,
direction.
yeah, that's an indictment of both teams just not using their assets correctly. Then,
yeah, I heard, and this is what I heard here on the Knicks side of things, was going into the night, everyone thought that the Vikings won McCarthy, the Broncos wanted Knicks, and the Raiders wanted Penix. Like, that was accepted league-wide that was how that was going to play out. The Falcons just stunned everyone when they took Penix, and then
gosh, Mike and Silver and Black would have been. I would have bought a Raiders Penix jersey.
Yeah.
I thought that would have been a good fit too.
Mm-hmm.
Poor Mike, he's gonna have to sit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I saw that as well. But I wonder if the Broncos would have thought they could have traded down there, or if they would have picked Bo Nix ahead of Penix.
I think they would have at least entertained trading down after it was like, oh crap. Then it's like, okay.
It was funny getting one last laugh at the Ducks this year with Troy Franklin going at 102. That was hilarious. The Twitter stuff during that was funny. Speaking of Twitter stuff, though, you go into bat for Arizona weirdos.
They're good folk. They're good folk. Sorry, Daniel, didn't mean to interrupt up you there. Go ahead.
no, you're good. I was just about to finish up. I give him a C plus.
And I was hoping we'd all give him some variation of B, so we could keep putting Bo there. That's okay though. I appreciate the honesty. On this note, I actually really like this draft. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I like Jonah Ellis. Bo Nix at 12 is very rich. To the point where I don't really like the draft, but I like it. Not the Bo Nix pick, but I like everything he did after. Troy Franklin at 102 is amazing value. I would have drafted him in the 50s and been totally fine with it. You got him double that number. Chris Abrams Chains, whatever. I love Audric Estime at 147. That's really good value too. His last 2 picks are kind of whatever for me. This is a solid Bo for me.
Solid Bo.
25.
It's gonna average out.
Plus 78 divided by 3, 82%. So A minus. Or sorry, not A minus, B minus. I believe above the 49ers though.
Poor Raiders. They're stuck with
we gotta have another debate, fellas.
I like the Broncos better than the Niners.
Yeah, let's just compare here though. Let's just compare here.
That one's pretty easy for me.
Yeah, no, this is easy for me. This is a pretty
y'all
solid.
Tiebreaker.
Yeah, this is so solid. Denver. Untied.
Poor Antonio Pierce. He's stuck with Aiden O'Connell as his quarterback.
Hey, Gardner Minshew too. Don't forget Gardner.
True.
Don't forget Gardner.
He's probably going to be a starter all year.
Yeah. The Kansas City Chiefs. Hate to say it, but they had a really good draft. Xavier Worthy. They're at 28.
We had it first here at the West Coast Draft Pod, folks. We had it first.
feel like everyone had this one, to be quite honest with you. Getting him there at 28. Kingsley Suamataia, 63 overall. Jared
BYU
Wiley.
lineman getting a BYU lineman.
Yeah. Jared Wiley at 131, Jaden Hicks at 133. God, they killed it in the 4th round. Hunter Naurzad,
Ridiculous 4th
Jamal
round.
Haddon, CJ
Ridiculous.
Hansen. Yeah. With that, gosh, this is a really good draft. Daniel's leading off though.
Leading off. Gonna do a draft here. He's honestly kind of good. I like Xavier Worthy for that team. I think Kingsley is a really good pick for them. I know he's a little bit raw, but hey, Chiefs is one of the best teams to go to. For a raw prospect, he can sit behind some of their O line for a little bit. He's talented. I like Jaden Hicks a lot. That's a good pick. I like the rest of these guys too. Like Jared Wiley could be an interesting pick for them. Like, do you guys think he's supposed to be like a Kelsey replacement or more like a Kelsey backup?
No, he's gonna be Kelsey backup. Maybe if
Backup.
Kelsey retires sooner than they think he will, but
Okay.
which is possible. He's floated the idea around. He is in his mid-30s now.
Yeah, you never know. He could come good. Yeah, I like what they did here. Honestly, I give him a B.
Yeah. As much as I hate to say it, I'm gonna be even nicer probably. Xavier Worthy. I mean, I've had my questions about Xavier Worthy, but he's pretty close to a perfect fit for that team right there. Kingsley Suamataia, I mean, developmental tackle, but good place to go and get developed. Jared Wiley, I'm probably not as high as Jared Wiley's Rob is, but I think he's a good player there at 131. That's what you're expecting. Jaden Hicks at 133 is a massive steal. I have no idea how they pulled that off. Hunter Naurzad, I like at 159. He could be, if contract talks with Creed Humphrey go south, I think he could be an eventual starter. If they don't, could also take over for Joe Tooney at left guard as well. If those contract talks go south, and then just taking a couple flyers here at the end. This is an A minus draft for me. I think that Jade Hicks pick really boosts it for me, but it's A minus for me. Robert.
There's some question marks for me. They just killed their 4th round.
Mm-hmm.
Xavier and Kingsley are always going to have some question marks for me, right? Xavier Worthy was a bit inconsistent and is light, very light. That's the big difference between him and Tyreek, right? It's just he doesn't have much weight. Kingsley's pretty raw. Jared Wiley and Hicks in the 4th round, just incredible picks. So I'm going to go B+.
B+. Which brings us to 88 plus 85 plus 92 divided by 3. 88%. Solid B+, which gets us into... Oh, hold on. Better than the Seahawks, I know that. How do they compare to the Bucks? A-, they're going to be exact same as the Bucks, so we'll have a debate there. Yeah, we'll have a Bucks versus Chiefs debate here. Bucks versus Chiefs.
I like the Chiefs.
I'm thinking Chiefs,
Works for me.
There you go. Congratulations to the Kansas City Chiefs. On Hyde Rose. Chiefs above Buccaneers. Yeah, there we go. Chiefs above Bucks. 2 more. The Raiders. Got Brock Bowers in the 1st round. Got to pair him with Michael Mayer. Just 2 tight end sets everywhere. JPJ in the 2nd. Delmar Glaze in the 3rd.
That's such a funny name. I'm sorry. It's an absolutely hilarious name.
It would have been perfect if he went to the Chiefs and there was like a shot of him next to Mahomes and it said
And Kelsey.
Glaze Mahomes. Oh yeah, Glaze Mahomes Kelsey.
Yep.
There you go. Chris Collinsworth on your average Sunday night football game. Glaze Mahomes. Missed opportunity. Honestly, Raiders get a boost in their draft grade just for making sure that couldn't happen. Deacon Richardson, 112. Tommy Eichenberg, 148. Dylan Lobby, I've never didn't know how to spell the name or pronounce it. 208 from New Hampshire. So there you go. Trey Taylor, the reigning Jim Thorpe Award winner at 223. And
I
then
know,
MJ
ridiculous.
Devonshire, 229. So I'm leading off here. Obviously, like Brock Bowers. Don't know about that fit, but I like Brock Bowers a lot. And if you're really trying to go after Penix, but Brock Bowers your consolation prize, not going to complain too much about that one. JPJ. That's around where I would take him. That's fine. Delmar Glaze, that's quite a bit of a reach for me. I actually really like Deacon Richardson. I think that's solid value right there at 112. Everyone else here, Trey Taylor actually at 223. I mean, that's it's all right. Everyone else here, I'm kind of on. Eichenberg, I'm on. Loby, I'm on. MJ Devonshire.
One of the many great pit names.
This is man, B minus. They did okay, but not great. They took Delmar Glaze over Christian Haynes. I just want to point that out. That's not great.
Well, it's because people were just scrambling. They already had their guard, right? And just teams were scrambling for tackles. Who's up? Is it me or Daniel?
Yeah, that's you. That's you.
Oh, okay. That was Daniel. Brock Bowers, they just went with the best offensive player on their board. So I don't blame him for it. But it's like poor
Michael Mayer.
Poor Michael Mayer. It's like, what do you say fuck me for? JPJ at 44-1. That's probably about where he should have gone on it is 2. He was listed as a guard because he's an NFL guard, right? Delmar Glaze was one we laughed at. Deacon Richardson's going to be a good player. I don't mind Tommy Eichenberg. He's a tech machine. Trey Taylor at 223. I would have taken Trey Taylor in the 6th, where we picked Mike Gerald. It's going to be a solid B.
There you go. And Daniel.
Yeah, I like Deacon Richardson as well as a corner prospect. I like Brock Bowers. That's a good pick. Good player. Yeah, the fit's weird, but honestly, if Brock Bowers is there, you can take him. He's probably going to end up being better than Michael Mayer, and he's probably going to end up being their main receiving threat. Hell, if they who did you say they have a quarterback? Aiden O'Connell
and Gardner Minshew.
Minshew Mania.
I mean, that's the thing is those kinds of quarterbacks. It's good to have a good security blanket.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah.
I think Bowers is going to be. He's a really good option for that. I really like that pick. JPJ, I think it's pretty decent value for where they got him. Yeah, I think Raiders, I think they did their job. I think they get a B for me as well.
Did their job. Don't talk about the Patriots like that. Don't you ever talk about the Patriots that way. Don't you ever talk to me or my son again.
They came out at a exact 84%, which I want to say someone else did as well. It's a high or a low B grade. Was it the Colts? It might have been the Colts that came out exactly.
Yep.
84. C plus,
That's
B plus,
right.
B plus, B minus, B, B. No, I don't feel maybe it was the
Colts were 84.
Yeah, B minus. Oh yeah, never mind. It was but it was the Bills that they had the exact tie with. B minus. B, B. So here we go. We get our first AFC tiebreaker here. Hydros. Oh, look at that. We even had the exact same grade for all of them. So, debate time here.
I take Vegas a little bit above.
It's close. It's really freaking close.
I take Vegas. I got a blue chipper.
All right, there you go. That's fair. That's a fair argument. I was about to say Buffalo because I think their day 3 was better, but I cannot argue with they got blue chipper.
Watch Delmar Glaze become like an all-pro tackle. Please let that happen.
That'd be funny. Last team, boys. The last team, the LA Chargers. The LA Chargers, led by Jim Harbaugh. Got Joe Alt, first round, blue chip tackle at 5 overall. Lab McConkey, 34.
That was a funny meme you posted today.
No drip. He's guaranteed all pro. Lab McConkey at 34, another receiver with no drip. Another player with no drip, I should say. This is the no drip class, actually. Junior Colson, 69 overall. Nice. Justin Boygby, Tariq Still, Cam Hart. It's funny they got a better corner at 140 than they got 137. Kamani Vidal, Brendan Rice, Cornelius Johnson. Rob, you get to lead this one off, my friend.
You know, I was just thinking about this, but like it's kind of incredible that two of the biggest contributors to the back-to-back Georgia title run were total like non-expected guys to be greats, right? You know, Stetson Bennett and Ladd McConkey, really under-recruited guys, where like you think Georgia's doing so good because they're getting the best players, and part of that is true, you know. But it's like those two guys were pretty key guys out there, and they found them themselves. So you got to respect that. This is what I like to call a foundational draft, right? You know, you're really starting over. You got left with kind of scraps, and I like it. You know, I was always saying Junior Colson at 34, and they got him at 69, right? Ladd McConkey, that Herbert's gonna like him. And then you got your guy later, Cornelius Johnson, Brendan Rice, great value. Yeah, no, I like it. Kamani Vidal makes me think of Kindle Vindor. So I'm gonna say bad pick there. Sorry, Daniel. B plus.
Plus, there you go. Daniel,
Boys.
how are you gonna respond to the shot?
It's not a shot. It's just the name's pretty similar.
It is similar. It's similar. Go ahead, Daniel.
What name is?
Kamani Vidal to Kindle Vildor.
Okay.
It's not a shot. I'm just saying. It just sounds similar.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, boys, I actually really like this draft a lot. I like what Jim Harbaugh did. Is he the coach and GM, or who's the Chargers GM now?
No, they got a guy from Baltimore, like Ortiz.
Okay. This is a good draft. I like Joe Alt a lot. I think he's the best tackle prospect this year.
Golden Domer bias. You're showing it today.
Ladd McConkey, I think he's a good receiver. I think he's talented, man. I think Junior Colson's a good linebacker. I really like these players, man. I like Brendan Rice a lot. Getting him in the 7th round. We give him a
That's
4th
really
round
good
grade.
value.
It's pretty good, guys. That's pretty
This
good.
feels like a Ravens draft.
I just feel like a Ravens draft.
Oh, boys, I can't believe I'm saying this about the fucking Chargers. We know the Chargers are going to blow it anyway, but I give him an A. This is a good draft.
I don't disagree, actually. I don't know if I'll go an A. I'll have to think about that, but I really like this draft. Joe Alt at 5. Perfect. If you weren't going to trade down, you should have taken Joe Alt. I like that pick right there. Ladd McConkey at 34 came back in there, got the top receiver on the board. I like that. I really like Ladd McConkey. Gosh, great footwork. He's going to be fun there. Junior Colson, beautiful man. Got him at 69. Nice.
Beautiful man. What?
Yeah, he's a beautiful man. I don't know. I was just trying to throw words in there. He's a great football player, though. Got him at 69. Arguably, a lot of people's LB1. That's good value.
It's pretty funny that he didn't take JJ at 5.
After saying he should be the first overall pick, you had a chance.
Yeah, put your money where your mouth is.
Justin Boydby, I like that there at 105. Just good, disrupted interior defense alignment there. Like I said earlier, I think they got better quarterback in Cam Hart than they did Tariq Still there at 140 versus 137. I think they'll probably both be depth guys, but I think depth guys that you can rely on in a pinch. Actually, it's funny you mentioned Kamani Vidal as a guy, but I really like him. I think he's a really good football player. They got him at 181. He got taken over some running backs that I didn't like as much as him. So I think that's really good value there. Brendan Rice, Cornelius Johnson. Man, I don't have a whole lot of complaints with this draft, to be quite honest with you. I'm tempted to give it an A. I don't know. Outside of Joe Alt, I don't know if I'm seeing a lot of like stars necessarily. I think it's just going to be a lot of really solid contributors and role players.
Foundational.
Foundational, yeah. You know what? Life's too short. It's an A. It's an A for me. It's an A for me, dog. So, on average, that brings us to I almost gave him a 65. That's not accurate. 95 plus 88 divided by 3.
What's Connor Stanley's up to, man?
93%, which I believe. Are we counting that as an A minus? Let's see, 83. Let's see. I'm sure we have an 83 in here somewhere. I know we have an 83 in here somewhere. I just want to make sure we're staying consistent. Yeah, Vikings was an A. Okay, Vikings we gave a solid B. So Chargers get a solid A as well, but they're going to be on the low end of the solid A's. They're going to be the lesser of the solid A's. There you go. There's your bell curve. You know, that's pretty.
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's good distribution.
I'll get rid of these lower ones here. Delete row. Delete row.
Trent Baalke tears at the bottom.
D plus Trent Baalke. There's the bell curve, boys. This is how we ranked every single draft in the NFL. That's a fun exercise. That was a fun little game we played there. There you go. Well, if your team was in the top 4 of the grades, then you have a sexy team with a sexy quarterback. If your team was not in the top 4, I'm sorry, but you need a better quarterback that's more sexy. That's more sexy.
Gino's pretty fucking ugly. I won't lie.
Yeah, I know. What are you arguing with me on that one for?
If Gino did that backhand toss like Joe Burrow did,
I don't like Gino. I don't like Gino.
That's true. You were trying to get Will Levis last year. Multiple times.
I was trying to get a lot of players last year, except Bryce Young.
Well, there you go. There's the bell curve. Man,
Gino posts really bad selfies in his car a lot. Gino's funny. Gino's funny.
There you go. There you go. So we can see everything all at once here. Oh, except the ad screws it up. Dang it. Here I was thinking we were going to make it
zoom out. Control minus. Control minus.
Oh, there we go. Okay, there you go. There's the whole curve there. There's the whole curve. That's every single draft in the NFL. And it's a bell curve, too. I always like to say, if it's a bell curve, it means it probably did something right as far as the distribution goes.
Normal distribution, baby.
Yeah, that's right. Well, there you go. There's the AFC. There's the NFC. It's all in one place. All for our viewing pleasure. All for your viewing pleasure as well, if you're viewing this. Which, if you are, subscribe, like the video. That's it for tonight's episode of West Coast Draft Podcast. Any closing thoughts, Daniel?
This is a fun time, boys. I like getting to grade all these teams. I liked having some Homer perspectives from certain from certain podcast hosts. That's what I was looking for. Not hearing the Homerism. Byron Murphy's gonna be the next great edge. Gino's the next great QB. Go receiver. Okay.
Those were both lies.
Byron Murphy's on edge. He's a defensive tackle.
Byron Murphy, GOAT defensive tackle.
There you go. Was
the greatest quarterback to ever live. Legion of Boom, greatest defense.
Matt Hasselbeck should have a ring. He's robbed one in 2006.
Sean Alexander, greatest running back, not named Marshawn.
He has an MVP. Marshawn doesn't have an MVP. He had a single season scoring record.
Jim Zorn, greatest expansion franchise quarterback of all time. That's all I got.
Greatest throwbacks of all time.
And Steve Largent had the records until Jerry Rice.
Until Jerry Rice. So he had them until he didn't.
If Steve Largent played for the 49ers, he'd still have every receiving record.
But you know what? I will say I can appreciate the homerism on the other side of that coin because it shows you're a true fan and you love your team and you care
Steve Largent had those records because those teams were so bad and had no other receivers. So that they always were thrown into him.
You care about the players. So I can appreciate that. I like a little bit of homerism. Hell, I do the same shit, so whatever.
It's totally not fake stuff for the podcast.
Yeah.
It's totally not exaggerated.
There you go. All right, closing thoughts, Mr. Robert.
If one of us has fun with a voice changer, all of us have fun with a voice changer.
If one of us clicks like, all of us click like. If one of us subscribe, all of us subscribe. Thanks for watching.